right. Good morning. Welcome to Nonprofit Dream and Solutions Spotlight. My name is Melissa Hill-Dees, and my colleague Akash Mishra is here with me today, and our friends from Fundraise Up. So I am going to hush and let them take that away. And Laura, would you like to get us started?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And thank you, Melissa, and the Nonprofit Dream Organizing Committee for allowing sponsors to showcase our solutions. We are very grateful to the nonprofit trailblazers for trusting in our technology and our team. So to get this started, think about the last time you tried to donate to a cause online, maybe from your phone, in line at a coffee shop, after seeing something that moved you. Did you finish that donation, or did you get 5 fields into a form, get distracted and never come back? Or like me, do you live in a really high house and leave your credit card down 3 flights of stairs and just think, oh, I'm just too tired to go get my credit card? So the donation moment is the highest intent moment a supporter will ever have with your organization. And most nonprofit donation experiences are quietly working against that intent with a process that kills generosity by 1,000 unintended cuts. Today, myself and Ben are going to unpack why that happens, then walk through how Fundraise Up, running on top of Salesforce, will close that gap. My name is Laura, and I lead Fundraise Up Salesforce ecosystem motions, working across products, sales, and partnerships to ensure that we continue to be the best online donation platform for NGOs in the ecosystem. I started my career as a fundraiser, which feels like many, many lifetimes ago, and I've been working in the tech for good space since 2014, first at Blackbaud, and then transitioning to the Salesforce ecosystem in 2019, where I've since partnered with NGOs to evaluate services and products. Today, I'm joined by my solutions architect colleague, Ben Moore, who works alongside our partnerships team to bridge partner and product requirements.
Perfect. So I'll go for it, Laura. Sorry.
Sorry. So just to start out, let's look at what Fundraise Up is and what it isn't. So at a high level, we are an online donation checkout form that has optimized the donor experience to raise more money for all the incredible missions that are trying to make the world a better place. We sit on top of your website to facilitate the transaction process in real time, quickly and effectively, and ensure that that moment of giving is a success. So at this point, I'm going to actually pass this over to Ben to share with you the donor experience and why it is so successful.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Laura. Let me grab my screen here. All right. Are we seeing our beautiful Relief Operations International here? Great. So like Laura said, picture you're a donor. So you've landed here. You believe in the Relief Operations International mission. You've read a story that moved you, and now you want to give. I want to show you how Fundraise Up helps reduce that friction and show you how little should stand between you and a finished gift. So we're going to go to our donate here, click donate, and you see how quickly that loaded. So on average, we load in 1.7 seconds. This one was a little bit faster. And now notice what didn't happen. We weren't kicked out to a separate donation site, and we're not starting at a long full page form. So this is one optimized checkout, and it opened right here. We didn't have to leave the website or work through this super long form. So that continuity is the first reason that more donors actually finish. And so if you see here, we are an AI optimized checkout. So we use over 80 plus data points to give our donors the best, most optimized options. So here it suggested $26 for me, and we can also move that over to monthly. And so if you look here at our checkouts, we have Google Pay, we have Apple Pay if you're on an Apple phone, we have PayPal, and then you can donate with other methods as well. And so I'm going to walk us through the checkout process super quickly and kind of show you where we win. So we'll go to our donate other methods. And this is another one of our AI optimized upsells here. So we have a $26 donation that would be one time. Well, we really want to see those donors become recurring donors. So I can donate $15 a month or move that to just $10 a month. I'm going to say, nope, I'm going to keep that as one time. We will enter our information here. Feel free to email me with any of your questions now that you see see, Fundraise Up. And we have our options. So credit card, PayPal, Google Pay, bank transfer. So we will use our test information. And we have our cover transactions costs option here. So we're seeing over 80% of our donors cover the transaction costs, which actually leads our nonprofits to be able to take more of that money themselves and to see that their Fundraise Up transaction fees are typically covered by their donors. So we'll go to donate. And we're done. So we can enter more information here that this is up to the nonprofit. Skip to the next step. Boom. Yay. And now we get to that point that donors love, which is the warm and fuzzy feeling of actually making a donation. And so we can share that donation across our different social medias. We can email that and really get to share the big win. And that's it. That's our, so we have 20 plus payment methods: Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal, Venmo, bank debit. We have 135 plus currencies. And I think what we really want to show is that our AI optimized checkout is the reason why we are seeing around 3 times more donors complete the checkout here rather than a traditional form. We're seeing, I think, around a 20% increase in total revenue for nonprofits who use this checkout. And we just see that when you reduce friction and you help people check out faster, they are more willing to donate. We want to get them to that warm and fuzzy feeling as fast as we can.
That's great, Ben. I know, I'm sure Akash and Lepa have questions too. If I can ask a couple, and then I'll turn it over to other folks to ask. So will you go back to that screen? Will you go back? And because I'm wondering, so I saw like to be able to dedicate a donation to someone.
Yep. So we have dedications. You can add a comment. So this can be an honoree. This can be a tribute. All of that is accessible right here in the checkout modal.
And all of this writes directly to Salesforce.
Correct.
So I don't have to do anything. I could even legitimately set up, and it may be included in the Fundraise Up system, but to do a thank you note to the donor and to do an email to the honoree that, you know, somebody's donated on their behalf.
Correct. Yeah, that information should be available to you.
Right. Okay, great. Good. And what are the transaction costs?
Laura, do you want to speak to that one, or do you want me to take that one?
I mean, I'm happy to take it. So I think, you know, one of the main differentiators between Fundraise Up and a lot of our competitors is just how we do business. And I think the number one thing that you have to consider when working with Fundraise Up is that Fundraise Up only makes money when our customers are transacting revenue. So that means we support all the setup, all the go live. We help you with white glove service to get up and running, to get the main donate button live and on your site. There are no contracts that will tie you into this. Everyone is hyper focused on getting you to that point where you are transacting revenue through your website. And so from a core basic cost perspective, like a standard nonprofit that comes to us without any discussion or without significant revenue would be looking at 4% for a transaction fee, plus working with Stripe for the Stripe payment processing fee. So that would be the full thing. If you have like a larger anticipated revenue, you can negotiate those numbers down as well. Included in all of this for all of our customers is solutions engineer led onboarding. We have full support available to all customers, no matter how much they are raising. Anybody raising over $150,000 per year has access and support from a customer success manager that works with them to make sure that they're optimizing and using all aspects of Fundraise Up. There is 24/7 human support. And to Ben's point, even with the 4% transaction fee as part of this solution, we see 80% of our customers' transactions being covered. So, if you're looking at Canadian Red Cross as an example, or Canadian Cancer Society that use Fundraise Up for their appeals, this is a very enterprise level solution and they are paying very little for it. So I think, from that perspective, we've done something in a very different way that has worked out really well to create a win-win for our customers and for us as well.
And I know the question that every nonprofit is going to ask, because every nonprofit is different. Every nonprofit has specific situations. How customizable is that donation form?
Great question. So I'll answer it in two ways. It is customizable in the things that we want you to customize, but we own the actual checkout. So in terms of like the layout and moving things around, we own that. And the reason we own that is because we do a significant A/B testing across our client base to make sure that all of our nonprofits are getting the most optimized checkout that we possibly can give them. But other than layout and really bothering the actual checkout, all of the branding, the copy, all of that is completely up to the nonprofit and can be customized. So it's customizable other than the real checkout flow, if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah. Akash, if you got questions, Lepa, feel free to come off mute and ask any questions.
Yeah, I just want to ask that while we were checking out, what about the donation receipts?
Yep. What's the question?
So how the donation receipts are generated?
How's it generated? Let's see. I can show you.
That's a great question. That's one my husband always has. Did you get a receipt? Because he does our taxes,
Yeah. Also, when you provided your email
Yes.
while you were checking out, did you receive the email?
Yep. Sorry. Let me.
And while he's pulling that up, let me just say that we do CRA compliant tax receipting. So Canadian tax receipting. We also do receipting in the UK and support gift aid as well.
Yep.
And there's his receipt.
Here's the automator. So it takes me straight to my donor portal. So this is my own personal donor portal. I can log in, see my one-time, see my recurring. I can make changes. I can pause, skip. It allows me to manage my own donation. And then you can download that official receipt right here as well.
Oh, okay. And is the donor portal is a Salesforce donor portal, or is there a separate entity to it?
Correct. So this is the Fundraise Up donor portal. So where they would see their donation information here, but then all of that, we're still writing to those main customer objects in Salesforce that they have access to.
Okay. And I just want to piggyback on that question, actually. So we do have a number of customers that were looking to have a consolidated donor portal that would allow for online and offline gifts to come together. So the Smithsonian, as an example, is using Fundraise Up for its 20 plus museums. And we have created a donor portal within Experience Cloud where they're able to have their donors do exactly that. And we're starting to see more and more SIs building Experience Cloud donor portals, just taking our functionality and putting it into Experience Cloud to enable that to happen for their donors and provide that great service.
This was the Fundraise Up donor portal. Sorry, I thought you were seeing it on the previous one.
Yeah, no, that's great. No, so, and I don't know, I know this is a test organization, but do you have any donation history to show that you can click on that and show us?
Yeah, on this one, yeah, it will, because I've made a few here. So your one time, your monthly here, you can see all of your receipts.
Excellent.
You can, so if we go here, I can manage this monthly one. So this is my active one. I can give more if I want. If I log in here and I'm feeling motivated right now, let me give again. I can view the details and make all the management I need here as well. And so we write most of this information to Salesforce. You can still see on the nonprofit side your main customer objects there, and then they'll also be able to log in on the Fundraise Up side.
And complete your profile. I love that, because that's where those infinitely long forms come in to make donations. And I don't know if you're like me, if you see that red there and complete your profile, it's like, oh, I got to finish that now, right?
Yep, and I would much rather finish this information after you get the warm and fuzzies.
Right. Excellent.
So, in terms of tax receipts, do they come automatically into the system?
Do they
does
come
the
tax
receipt
receipts?
automatically?
Say again.
Oh, so can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
saying in terms of tax receipt, does it automatically go to someone that donated into the system? Do they automatically receive the tax receipts into their emails, or should they always be able to download?
Both. So if I make a donation, I will receive a receipt immediately in my email. And if I wanted
Okay.
to access my tax receipts at the end of the year, so say, for example, I want to download all my tax receipts from the different organizations I've made donations to, I could go in and download those directly. So saving time and money for the admins at the nonprofits as well.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So this is the email, and this is customizable on the nonprofit end, but what you'll get is a link to your donor portal. So if I'm the donor, I can go to that donor portal that I showed you. I can also just where you'll have your full tax receipt history, or I can just download my direct receipt here and move from there.
Awesome.
Okay.
I have one more question. So, mobile is what everybody uses. I mean, the number of times I've made a donation on my laptop is nominal, right? So I'm assuming that this is all completely and totally mobile friendly. Is it also, does it show up if you're on an iPhone, the Apple Pay shows up and not Google Pay? And if you're on an Android, Google Pay shows up and not Apple Pay?
Correct.
What if it's the Smithsonian, right? They're a U.S. organization, but I live in France.
Mhm.
Can I choose the currency that I donate in, or is it based on where I am or where I'm donating? How does that work?
Yeah. It's funny you asked that because we actually did a company offsite in Turkey and I was able to test this. So normally it would be presented to me in Canadian dollars if I come to a donation page and it's set up for that. When I was over in Turkey, I went to a couple of websites and it was being presented to me in, is it Turkish lira or
Whatever the currency is
euros?
there.
In euros. So
Oh,
it gave me
Base currency.
the regional currency. So it will give it to you in the currency of the wherever the donor is. So I think like I always tell this story about the founder of Fundraise Up because I do think it's really intrinsic to how he thought through this donor experience. He is a gentleman who is exceptionally well traveled, speaks 8 languages fluently, and comes from a background in e-commerce. And so this whole solution started because he tried to make a donation to a cancer organization on behalf of his friend, tried 3 times and couldn't make it happen. And was like, this is ridiculous. I'm trying to give you money. Why won't you take my money? And so he has thought in, the language differentials. I'm up in Canada. So again, like we spell things differently. If you set it to Canadian settings, it spells Canadian English, Canadian French. Like he understands intrinsically the differences in culture and the fact that, American dollars aren't the currency all over the world. So this is truly a global solution and helps nonprofits raise money wherever they are from whomever wants to give.
And Melissa, I'm not sure when I click this, are you able to see the drop down on the share screen?
Yeah.
The drop down, no.
For some reason it's showing on mine. It's not showing on when I share it. So if you click USD right here next to 20,
Yes.
it will list all 135 plus currencies we have right now, and you can make the donation in the currency. So it will, based off of your location, it will give you the currency that it believes for your location, but then you can set that currency to whatever you need it to be as long as we have it.
Awesome. So even if I were traveling in France and I still wanted to donate in US dollars, I could choose to donate in US dollars instead of.
Correct. We want to reduce the math. All of that's more friction. If you're having to do math and convert, let's let our platform do that for you so that you can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Normally less math.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's very fantastic.
More questions. We've got about 5 minutes.
Is there a way? Is there a way people can also make anonymous donations or gifts?
Ooh.
Yes. Let's see. I believe I know the answer is yes, and now I'm just trying to remember how. The answer is yes. Let me get back to you on the how.
Yeah, that would be great if you'll share that with us later, Ben. That would be wonderful, because that is often a question, how to make an anonymous donation.
Yes, I will make a note.
Mm-hmm.
Good thought, Akash. What else? I love this. You're right. This is so simple and easy. And so, Laura, when we were thinking about the challenge question and it being, why is it so difficult to make a donation? I didn't know the founder story.
I love it. And I think it really speaks to like where and how we thought through this.
Right.
And I know you were asking about customizations earlier. And one of the things that our competitors used to sell against us was the fact that, we didn't allow for a lot of customization on the donation pages or the modal, because we have optimized this to make sure that it's going to be helping you raise more money. And so when they tested that the donate button didn't matter if it was red or blue, they were like, well, we're not going to spend our time and energy on that. And we're just going to make it blue because it's going to work. We were going to hyper focus on the AI elements, or on the fact that like we're going to make a higher suggested ask amounts for those that are coming to our website from an Apple phone, because Apple phone users give more money than Google phone users. And so they have focused on the areas of most importance to conversion.
Right.
And as we've gone along and started to develop, we've been rolling out a number of additional features so our peer-to-peer is currently in beta. We've had, DIY fundraising. So if you've got like a giving circle, like when I used to work at Women's Legal Education Action Fund, we had a group of women that would invite over their friends on a Saturday night and ask them each to give $500. And we had a page where you could set that up and invite your friends to donate to your birthday or whatever. And we are in the process of building that out to be able to be a full-blown peer-to-peer with the same easy-to-use checkout modal and donor experience for the peer-to-peer sector. We've recently also released our gift cart functionality. And we are really going deeply into different areas of faith giving. So we've got a lot of additional features that are being rolled out over the next couple of weeks that will be supporting Muslim giving. So being tied up to Ramadan and being able to support that, heavily supporting the Christian faith as well. So there's a lot of different things that we are starting to focus on now as we expand on, what that moment of giving looks like and how to best meet the donors where they're coming from.
And I'm guessing that the portal is probably more customizable than the actual giving. Right. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So real quick, I just wanted to answer your question. So this is the back end. So if you're the nonprofit, you log in. This is where you create your campaigns. You pick which of our elements you want to place. There's a lot in here that I don't want to dive too deep, but that allow to donate anonymously is set by campaign. So if you have one campaign that you want to be able to allow anonymously, but you don't for others, that's a per campaign setting. And then
that's great.
Really quickly, just on the customizable side, let me highlight this. Sorry, I'm having to give you guys whiplash here.
It's okay. It's great.
Yeah.
So I just want to highlight what can be customized here. So the nonprofit controls this image on the top left.
Right.
The logo, all of this copy right here on the bottom left, that's all on the nonprofit. Now they can also turn off our AI if they want. If you have preset amounts that you want here, based off of, we've had some Jewish organizations, for example, who have set amounts that they want or need to include here. You can turn off our suggested amounts here and put exactly what you want here. So there are ways that you can customize it, but if you're wanting to say move this image over here and move those buttons there, we lock that down just on the optimized end. But all of this copy, all of these amounts can be, you can update what designations you allow them to select from. All of that is customizable.
Excellent.
Yeah. That's great.
And I don't know, Laura, if you have a slide that has contact information for you all. I know you and Ben are both on LinkedIn, and so if anybody wants to get in touch and get more information, we'll try and be sure. I'll tag you all on the LinkedIn post we do to follow up here. If folks want to talk to you, because we're about out of time, and you all have done, perfect. You all have done an amazing job of solving the challenge of, making it easier to donate. And I appreciate your time today. So thank you. And we will see you around the community.
Yeah. Thank you for having us on.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Laura. Thanks, Ben.
Bye.